One thing is for certain, though, that the market is going to try to get a rise out of you. It's trying to um, poke and prod you until you make mistakes. Um, and like, why would that be? Why would it be designed that way? Is it designed that way, or is it just me, a personal issue? No, it's not a personal issue. The whole world of investing has these issues where we're just so we can be so frustrated because things don't go our way. But that's one thing is for certain, dude. One thing is for certain is that the market's just going to provoke you. It's going to try to provoke you to make you respond. And how you respond is going to be the deciding factor of your account value. So when the market does, let's say, when the market does say go right to your target and then bam, turns away from it, stops you out, and then rips your same direction, that's just frustrating. It sounds frustrating just talking about it. It sounds a little frustrating, but honestly, doing it when you're actually trading it and when you're actually trying to grow your account, and the market does these ridiculous things against you, it feels personal. And it's not personal. We do personalize it because why? Because we're human beings, man. It's okay. It's okay. I would say write it down in your bullshit log. Have a bullshit log. Document things that screw you over. Document things that screw you over, where you feel like a victim. You are a victim. But there's nothing you can do about it. That's the thing. People try to rise up for themselves, try to bet bigger on the next trade, or try to make their money back, or they feel like they've been wronged, and they have been wronged. And I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing, how do you respond to it? How do you react off of that? Do you respond with a bad negative reaction of just lashing out back? Well, you're arguing, you're fighting, you're just as bad, right? So we have to be on another level. So the market can run rampage. It's got superpowers because it can beat us because it has unlimited resources, right? It can just go opposite of our direction and we're just screwed. We cannot hold on, dude. You can't hold on. You can't beat it. So if you're wrong, you're wrong. You have to pull the plug. You're out. So it's the bottom line. Bottom line is this. The market is going to provoke you. It's for some reason hardwired to provoke a response out of you. It's like this ex-B girlfriend of mine who just continually tries to do things that provoke a response out of me. And the reason being is because I provided responses to her all the time. I remember one time when I was so frustrated, I was so flustered about something. I think it was about in regards to dealing with my ex. I was talking to my dad and I was trying to provoke a response out of it. I was so emotional and emotionally charged. I'm trying to, and my dad's just chilling. My dad's like, well, you can't do that. And he's very calm. Yet I am lashing. I'm like, what this is, I'm trying to provide intensity. And then he provided a response. He was like, okay. Like he spoke back to me with intensity to match mine. And then it calmed me. And I was like, what the hell just happened? I would look back on that moment because I don't know why I remember that. It's because I felt better that my dad had a reaction. I don't know what visceral means, but sounds like the right word. A visceral reaction, a bigger reaction. It made me feel more important. It made me feel validated. It made me feel all that, right? So I think that there's people that enjoy provoking other people because it provides them a response. If you piss someone off, it provides. I got to make them mad. You know, it's an evil mindset. I'm telling you, it's true. I do think that there's people out there that do want to instigate and provoke, because when they're provoked, when the other person's attitude, they had an impact on that, and they feel validated that their words mean something. I felt validated that my dad had a big reaction because my words mean something. I mean something. You know, I feel validated. I feel all happy. When it's really, that's bad. That's an evil. I think that's evil. But I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that until I felt a sudden rush of like calm now that other people are upset too, you know? It's just, and the thing about the market is that that's what the market's hardwired to do. It's trying to provoke you. It's trying to elicit a response from you. It's fed off of your responses. The market's driving in one direction. People are dying. Accounts are just dying, bulldozed over, and the market's happy. They love that. They love provoking a response. And that's the thing. We have to be, how are you going to react or respond? How are you going to respond to being provoked? Are you going to argue back? Are you going to fight back? Are you going to yell back? Are you going to oversize? Are you going to overtrade? Are you going to say, no, it's going down? It keeps on rising. No, it's going down. It's going to go down. I'm going to have this top. No, you can't. That's fighting back. That's arguing. And guess what? That's how you lose, bro. Every time you argue, you lose. Every time you try to fight, you lose. How to win is gray rock. Is be an emotional, dull, gray rock. The market tries to poke and prod you. The market tries to provoke you. Oh, okay. So it went close to my target, then came back, stopped me out, and then ripped my direction. Okay. All right, I'll document this. Isn't a bullshit log. Well, this shit happened to me. Okay. Well, it doesn't affect my next trade. I'm just going to trade the next trade. And it sounds easy. Trust me. Trust me. I know how hard that is to say, to not oversize the next trade, to not take another trade right away because you need to uncover this loss. You need to get this blanket, this heavy blanket of a loss off of your body. Just get off of me, loss. The thing is, we have to be a gray rock that no emotion, man. No emotion. It is possible. I mean, you're going to have emotion. That's why you write it in your bullshit log. But there's a separation, right? Just because we feel emotion doesn't mean we have to act on the emotion. That's the big difference here. We're human beings. We feel the emotion. We can document the emotion. We can write it down. We can have the whole story. But the whole thing is, as long as we have some type of barrier before clicking the button to buy or sell the next time, before oversizing by clicking way too many freaking buy, you know, or sell. If there's a separation there, it's fine. You can feel emotion all you want. Just don't let it affect the next trade. Just don't let it affect the keyboard, right? So I do think, no, it's impossible to not feel any emotion. That's why you have a bullshit log. That's why you write down everything that happened to you. But you know what? At the end of the day, don't let it affect the screen, bro. Don't let it get to the screen. It's like all right, the last example, I have an ex, I told you about this. It's just this woman constantly does this, where she's trying to push my buttons, and she was so successful in the past. She elicits responses from me all the time, and I was just a response, and I was going crazy, right? I was just so volatile. And that's really bad. It's only negatives come from that. Now, so for the last 2 years, I have been gray rock. I show no emotion. I say no words. I do everything that I'm, it's demanded of me because we have a child in common. And it's just very, very business professional, and just there's no emotion. She's tried. I have so many messages of her trying to get me to be riled up, trying to provoke a response, provoke. And I've been so successful of just nothing. Oh, and she's trying to argue. I just won't respond. Okay. And that's the thing. I can feel triggered, but I don't let it affect my next message and my text message, right? I don't text with that aggression. I feel that aggression. I write it down in my bullshit log of my own personal stuff. I write it down like, this bitch did this. This bitch did this. Why did she do this? She's doing this on purpose. Fuck her. I'm done, out of here. But I don't let it affect my message. I write it down in my notepad and just personal stuff for myself. But my message is going to say this. Good morning. I noticed that you said I didn't give him a bath. However, I have proof and documentation that I did give him a bath. He has no hygiene issues. Everything's all good. Thank you. And then I say my name and that's it. Right? It's so very, 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 very business professional, but it didn't start like that, right? But the whole thing is the market's trying to provoke a response out of you. Don't let it affect your next trade. Treat every trade to be like business professional. Keep it like that, and the market's going to stomp all over you, bro. It's going to try to provoke you the whole time, and what you do with that what you do with that provocation is going to be the answer of what ends up happening in trading. So that's what I'm thinking. All right, that's enough for today, mate. So peace, mate. Peace.